Namaskar. As said earlier, I will discuss sleep as meditation in 5 parts. We have discussed the salient features of sleep. Today, in the second part, I will say a few things about Wonderland of sleep. Have you ever had any experience of observing sleep intentionally or incidentally? I think each one of us has at least one experience of observing sleep. The circumstances may be different, but any seekers invariably would have one or more experience of observing sleep. You may have a rare gathering with intimate friends and you remain awake late night, or who knows, the whole night. Or you may have to wait long hours in some long queues, or you may have passed some anxiety-ridden long hours due to some event, or you may have to finish some work or assignment to meet the due dates. In any of similar situations, you come across unknowingly observing sleep. You may have observed how wakefulness of body wanes and the conscious mind lose control and your subconscious or unconscious mind takes over and you move into dream with open eyes or suddenly slip into the sleep. I am telling you this because such observation of sleep make you aware of some features of sleep, including its mysteries, and how sleep showcases its wonderland. We sleep every day, but we know hardly anything about how it happens and what happens in sleep. In fact, it is ironic if we try to know about the sleep or try to get the sleep or try to cultivate the sleep, chances are more that we land up in the domain of insomnia. Because the sleep is happening. It is a state of non-doing. And the moment we try to do something, it goes against its intrinsic nature. At the most, we can do indirect things of facilitating nature, which could be conducive to induce sleep. For such traits, sleep is more akin to Mother Nature, where things happen in its own way. Sleep is sheer feminine in nature, silent in waiting, total in resting, effortlessly celebrating, intrinsically being restful and letting rest. This is one of the mystery of sleep the seekers should be aware of, because these are the sum of the intrinsic qualities of meditation. Waiting sub silencio, effortlessness, letting go and letting rest. By becoming aware of sleep, by cherishing this mystery, we are not going to do anything about the sleep, not trying to investigate the sleep, but without disturbing the blessings of sleep, we will enjoy the nectar of sleep. If we start observing sleep for a couple of days or for weeks, not as a meditation, but just out of curiosity, we will find that in the beginning, our body starts relaxing. Maybe it changes its position a bit here and there to help relaxing. In the process, our breathing slows down. The slowing down of breathing translates into the moderation in the oxygen in lungs, in the blood flow, in the pumping of blood by heart, in the supply of oxygen and blood to the brain. These bioprocesses are minutely researched by scientists as formation of sleep-inducing, rejuvenating, and revitalizing hormones. However, nobody can tell with the slightest certainty at what level of oxygen it takes to have sleep, and at what level it will induce dreamy sleep and sound sleep. These are all retained as mysteries by the human body, and therefore sleep and dream are an evergreen and everlasting wonderland. As seekers, we dive deep into that mystery and observe for ourselves the relaxing changes in our body, the relaxing changes in our breathing, the relaxing changes in our thoughts, and the relaxing changes in our emotions. And then, by and by, the drop of conscious mind, the takeover by subconscious mind and unconscious mind, sudden start of dream and sudden shift to sleep, and then falling into deep sleep. This trusting, this surrendering is the mystery of sleep. When we drop into sleep, we drop all our doings, all our efforts. We leave everything to sleep. The sleep is deep trust in existence, and it has innate ability to get us dissolved into existence. And therefore, in the sleep, we too trust, we too surrender to the existence. If we could carry our effortless awareness into all this, then we can harness the trusting and surrendering virtues of sleep and dream for meditation, as well as diving deep into our true nature. Because when our efforts drop in our effortless awareness, suddenly meditation is there. The blessedness of it, the glory of it, and the benediction of it is there. This is the ultimate gift by sleep. The awareness, the meditation is there like a luminous presence, surrounding us and surrounding everything. Then that feeling of awareness is everywhere, as if it fills the whole earth and the whole sky. This meditation, this presence of awareness cannot be created by human efforts. Our efforts are too limited, and that blessedness is so infinite. We cannot manipulate it. It can happen only when we are in a tremendous surrender, and it is sleep which imparts its virtue of trust and surrender when we are not there. Only then it can happen. When we are just here and now, when we are not doing anything, when we are not going anywhere, when we are not desiring, when we are just being, it happens. Sleep is a world within a world and a life within a life, because we are blissfully unaware of what goes on while we are asleep. Sleep seems to us a mere gap, an absence of activities. But sleep has its own presence. Sleep does not only exist, but it exists with full force, as much as our wakefulness in daytime. Once we become a little aware of sleep, meditate a bit over the sleep, then a host of mysteries of sleep are revealed to us. And we find that there is hardly any distinction between waking state and sleeping state. Sleep is not just resting from activities while we are awake. It has so much of activities in a different dimension. We call it dreams. When we fall into sleep, our conscious mind, the thinking mind, functioning the entire day, is tired, is exhausted, and is retired by our unconscious mind. But because the conscious mind is trained to be identified with the conscious, we think that we are as good as normal while in sleep. In a way, sleep is just like a gap, a mini vacation, a brief death. I am reminded of the dilemma of Taoist master Zhuangzi. He was an enlightened mystic in ancient China, having a big Taoist commune of spiritual seekers. One night, Zhuangzi went to sleep and dreamed that he was a butterfly. He dreamt that he was flying around from flower to flower, and while he was dreaming, he felt free, blown about by the breeze, hither and thither. He was quite sure that he was a butterfly. He was conscious of only his happiness as a butterfly, unaware of what he was. A problem arose when he woke up, and obviously, in wakeful condition, he was Master Zhuangzi again. So that led to a great dilemma for Zhuangzi, whether he was then Zhuangzi, dreaming that he became a butterfly in dream, or whether now he is really a butterfly dreaming itself a Zhuangzi. This dilemma of Zhuangzi would be responded in part 5. Right now, it is said just to give an idea that a wonderland, dream and sleep are full of fantasy, whims, and imagination. It is because our unconscious mind has its own way of functioning. It functions in pictography, and then there is a world of dreams and dreams instead of thoughts and thoughts. then many plays happen, many psychodramas happen, and you go on watching one after another, before sleep, after sleep. It is a different thing that you remember only the last of the dreams when you wake up. This wonderland of dream and sleep makes you feel the same dilemma. That dream world is as convincing as outside world. There appears no difference in quality in the dream. The whole outside world seems illusory. And when you wake up, this dream world seems illusory. You think in terms of the dilemma of Zhuangzi, either the seemingly real world outside is illusory, or the seemingly illusory dream world inside is real. There are other mysteries of sleep which we would fathom a bit in these talks and experiments. To carry awareness into dream and sleep and to respond to the dilemma of Zhuangzi, I will tell you few meditations in the next video that can be practiced before sleep. Thank you so much for listening.